Hello, and welcome back to my series on how to play great songs. It's been a while since I've done one of these, so I thought I would break out one of the really cool ones, Matilda Mother by Pink Floyd. Matilda Mother is a song that starts with an intro that starts with the B chord. So you just have this standard B chord here, bar the 2nd fret, root note, 5th string, 2nd fret, and it's your standard B. But instead of actually strumming it, you're going to be plucking the strings in unison, not as an arpeggio, just all at the same time. So first I'll tell you where your right hand goes. You got your thumb on the A string, string number 5, index finger on 3, middle finger on 2, ring finger on 1. And you're going to skip over the 4th string. So what you can do with your left hand is put your pinky on the 2nd string, 4th fret, ring finger on the 2nd string, 4th or 3rd string, 4th fret, and then bar this 2nd fret. And again, your right hand is plucking strings 1, 2, 3, and 5, all in unison, and you just let it ring out. And that's how it sounds for the first chord. So for this intro, there's basically 4 chords, all plucked with the strings in unison, and then just let it ring. So that's the first chord. The second chord, you're going to take the bar off and then move your other 2 fingers down, your ring finger and your pinky finger, move them down 2 frets on the same string, strings 2 and 3, and now you're going to be on the 2nd fret for strings 2 and 3. First string is going to be open, 2nd string 2nd fret, 3rd string 2nd fret, and then you put the 5th string is also the 2nd fret. And again, your right hand is going to stay in place from the first chord. So you're doing strings 1, 2, 3, and 5 with your right hand. And your left hand is going to be open first, 2nd string 2, 3rd string 2, 5th string 2. And that sounds like this. And then the third chord, all you have to do with your left hand is put it on the 1st string 2nd fret, and strings number 2, 3, and 4 are all going to be open. So you make a slight adjustment in your right hand. You move your thumb from the 5th string to the 4th string. Keep your other 3 fingers in place, and you're going to pluck all 4 strings in unison, strings number 1, 2, 3, and 4. And again, the only thing with your left hand is the 2nd fret of the 1st string. This is a G7, G major 7 rather. That's the 3rd chord. And from there you go to the 4th and final chord of this intro. Keep your 2nd fret down on the 1st string, and then 2nd string is open, 3rd string is fret 3, 4th string is fret 4. So that's going to feel in your left hand like your average C chord. Just like the root position C chord here, only it's going to be on a different fret and different strings. And for your right hand, it stays on the same strings as the 3rd chord. 1, 2, 3, and 4, all in unison. So that's what the 4th chord of the intro sounds like. So when we put it all together, it goes like this. And that's the whole intro. I know it seems like a lot of work for just one little part that's not going to be repeated for any other part of the song, but I think it lends an air of authenticity to what you're doing. It sounds pretty cool. So again, Anyway, that's the intro part. And then right after you do that, you're ready for the verse proper. And the verse starts by, now you're going to pick up your pick, by the way, and just do this arpeggio pattern on the first three strings, strings 1, 2, and 3. And first I'm going to tell you about the right hand technique, and then we'll get to the left hand. But the string numbers you're going to do for the main riff of this song is string 3, 2, 1, 2. And just that pattern, 3, 2, 1, 2. And then 3, 2, 1, 2. 3, 2, 1, 2. And now 4, 2, 1, 2. So focusing on the right hand again, the string numbers are 3, 2, 1, 2. 3, 2, 1, 2. 3, 2, 1, 2. 4, 2, 1, 2. Now for the left hand. Left hand is fairly simple. You start on the 3rd string, 4th fret. And then you move to the 2nd fret of the 3rd string. And then you go open on the 3rd string. And then back to the 4th fret, only this time on the 4th string. So that's 4 on the 3rd, 2 on the 3rd, open 3rd, 4 on the 4th. And those are the riffs that you play that goes on during the first verse and the second verse. And you play that 4 times through for the first 4 lines of the song. Okay, well, sorry about that. I'm really bad at this technique. This is something that I think puts this song squarely in the intermediate category, and I'm not used to this kind of technique. Usually when I play arpeggios, I love to use my fingers. I'm not used to doing plucking strings in an arpeggio fashion, so that takes some practice, but that is how it goes. So anyway, just keep practicing that slowly at first, and then you play through that 4 times, and then you're ready for the next part, which is strumming a G chord for 2 beats, D for 2, A for 2. Actually, A for 4, my mistake. That's G for 2, D for 2, A for 4, and then G for 2, D for 2, and E for 8. That's the part that goes, "Oh, mother, tell me more." And then right there, it goes into a transition riff, or bridge, or whatever you want to call it, where you go down to the 6th string, 2nd fret, and you start this little riff that goes like this. So the way that goes is on the 6th string, you're going 2, 4, and 5, 5th string 2, and then back down on the 6th string, 5, 4, 2, open. And you do it again. That's just a basic F sharp minor scale. So it plays it through just like that. And there's singing that goes along with that. Why'd you have to leave me there, hanging in my infant bed, waiting? So the chord that comes after that is this B chord. Just a straight up B chord. Bar the 2nd fret, root note, 5th string, 2nd fret. You hold that for 8. And then it does the riff again. You only have to read the lines and scribble back and everything shines. So this time you come out on an E, hold that for 4, and then to G for 4. And that leads into the 2nd verse. So I'll do that little transition part again just to see how it sounds in real time. Coming out of the 1st verse. Oh, mother, tell me more. Why'd you have to leave me there, hanging in my infant bed, waiting? You only have to read the lines and scribble back and everything shines. And that leads you in to the 2nd verse, which is the same as the 1st verse, luckily enough, except for the very end, which we'll get to, but you play this again. Again, I apologize for being kind of bad at that technique, but that is how it goes. So coming out of the 2nd verse is basically the same as the 1st so far. You got your G for 2, D for 2, A for 4, G for 2, D for 2, and then E for 8. And then it adds this next part, which is different from the 2nd verse. You go A for 2, G for 2, and then E, and then you stop on the E. So coming out of the 2nd verse, it's wondering and dreaming. The words have different meanings. Yes, they do. So you stop there on the E, pause for about 2 measures or so, try to keep a rhythm going even though you're stopped, and then the next part is the organ solo. So what you do for the guitar here is go to the F sharp power chord, and you're just going to focus on the strings 6, 5, and 4. 2nd fret on the 6th string, 4th fret on the 5th string, 4th fret on the 4th string, and you don't really use any of the other strings. You're not strumming this full F sharp major. You're just focusing on the power chord. And for your right hand, you're gonna hit single strings with this in a pattern that goes like 6, 4, 6, 5, 6, 4. These are the string numbers that I'm calling out. 6, 4, 6, 5, 6, 4, 6, 5, 6, 4, 6, 5. And you just do that over and over again. You do it 8 times, in fact, for the organ solo. And you keep your F sharp power chord with your left hand in place, and just go 6, 4, 6, 5 with your right hand. That's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So you play that 8 times through, and then you go right into this transition riff again, which luckily is something that we just learned before. It's the same thing as after the first verse. You have this F sharp minor scale that you do. And then that leads you right into the third verse. So we'll back it up here, coming out of the second verse. Wandering and dreaming, the words have different meanings. Yes, they as far as we've got. Now the third verse and final verse of this song. At this point, the band is a lot more rocking and more up-tempo and louder and strumming a lot more viciously. So we're going to forego this riff that we do in the first two verses. That part only exists in the first two verses. The third verse, you're going to substitute basic power chords for that, because we're now in the rockin' part of the song. You start on 7th fret, bar the 7th fret, and play the power chord that where the root is, on the 6th string, and you strum that twice, and then you move it down 2 frets to the 5th fret 2 more times. Move it 2 frets again, strum it twice, and then you move it 1 fret down to the 2nd fret. And so it sounds like this. You play this 4 times in a row. So that's the main part of that third riff, or third verse. And then you come out of it the same as you do in the second verse. It's so those chords, once again, in case you forgot: G for 2, D for 2, A for 4, G for 2, D for 2, E for 8, and then A for 2, G for 2, and then E. And then right when you hit that E, you are now starting the outro, the very end of the song. And at this point, it switches from a 4/4 pattern to a 3/4 pattern. So your strumming in 3/4 is going to be like this: 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. It switches to that rhythm as soon as you hit the very final E chord on "Tell Me More." So the embellishments right there. Your left hand never leaves the E chord position, but what you do sometimes at key moments, if you want to, is you can add the suspended part of the chord on there. That's the 3rd fret, or excuse me, 3rd string, 2nd fret. You push that down with your pinky. You add that at key moments if you want to, And all I'm doing there is just riffing a little bit on the 4th string, hammer on 0 to 2 on the 4, and then open on the 4, and then 5th string 2nd, and you just, you know, kind of do some riffs in that nature. Once you do that, that is all you need to learn to do this song, because it fades out at that point. So, there you have it. Thanks for watching my version of Matilda Mother, and good luck with it. I encourage you to stay tuned to my channel, as I hope to have more tutorials on how to play great songs coming soon. Thanks again for watching.